Over a year ago, I made a video asserting the innocence of Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't regret the video that I made. I got a lot of flack for it. A lot of people tried to debate me in the comment sections, and I've gotten personal messages, personal threats made against me. And of course, in the real world, in my own real life, I've gotten a lot of flack too for supporting Kyle Rittenhouse and asserting his innocence and refusing to bend the knee to the violent Black Lives Matter activist thugs and refusing to concede the correct position on this matter, and that is the position of Kyle Rittenhouse's innocence. Um, Over a year ago, I made a series of videos, and all of them aged like fine wine. I was 100% correct about all the assertions and claims that I made about the case and about the events that unfolded on August 25th of 2020. However, there is a couple things that I got wrong. I accidentally called the individuals who were present in Kenosha that night, in downtown Kenosha, that were defending the property, that were defending the community. I accidentally called them members of a militia, or I said that they were like the militia guys or something, and that is obviously not true. There's no evidence to suggest that anybody there was a member of a militia or that they were acting as a militia. That's just not accurate. I misspoke, and for that I sincerely apologize, because I am committed to bringing content to you guys that is accurate, informative, and true. I have a lot of world experience, real world experience with firearms, with the law, among other things. I'm well educated and I have a lot of experience in finance and stuff. So when stuff like this comes up, I am able to, make a video and hopefully inform people. And my most popular videos, it's like the tech stuff, like it's really, really popular. And I got a few things coming up for that. And my Althea Bernstein video was insanely popular. And it's because I understood what this woman did to her face, because I understand. I've seen those marks before. I've seen medical records and I've analyzed medical documents, and I'm aware of those kinds of injuries. And I just knew that it was bullshit. And people seem to have enjoyed the video. I also, of course, defended Kyle Rittenhouse. I was able to speak about uh, some items pertaining to the firearm, and I was able to identify lies that were made uh, during the trial about a malfunction with the AR-15. Of course, I was able to demonstrate clearly and explain it in a way that everybody could understand that Gage Grosskreutz is a liar. And hopefully there's some utility in that. And of course, there's other really wonderful people who have a lot more experience with the law and with other legal matters, like Rekieta, Nick Rekieta, of course, David, Viva Fry, and of course, Robert Barnes, who is one of the brightest legal minds in the United States. Another Vegas guy. Whoop whoop. I'm not the only content creator. Sean Fitzgerald, the actual Justice Warrior, God bless that guy. Devin Tracy, you fucking rock, dude. You're the shit. It's a shame that YouTube and Twitter is like fucking with you because of because of what's been going on with your account. But anyways, Tim Pool, Tim Cast, he's another guy who seems to be right next to me in terms of making this kind of content and defending the right people, like the Covington Catholic kids. And I made a video recently. Talking about the political ramifications of what is to come if Kyle Rittenhouse is found innocent. And I was 100% correct once again. I have a lot of experience in politics, working in politics. Prior to becoming a content creator, like I stated, I used to work for the Democratic Party, and I understand how this game works. And just being awake and attuned to, being awake to just all the nonsense that has been going on for the last 5 to 6 years. It's very predictable, at least for me, as to what is going to come next of this. And immediately after an innocent verdict, the president is coming out. Well, not the president, but sleepy, creepy Biden has been coming out and saying things about the case, making very problematic statements about the case that I don't agree with. Kamala Harris signals that she doesn't particularly like the verdict and that there's much more work to do, which is code for saying we need to start implementing or passing certain laws, making it more difficult for people to defend themselves. Currently, I lost track. I can't remember how many comments and tweets and messages I've seen people threatening serious bodily harm to Kyle Rittenhouse. But they exist. These people are out there. It's in the thousands. And it's probably arguably more than that. There's a lot of people who are not taking to Twitter, taking to Facebook, etc., making these comments, making these threats. There's a lot of people who are making these threats in the real world who harbor these awful beliefs about Kyle, beliefs about the Second Amendment and the right to self-preservation. And the only way to combat that is if we stick together and we stand upright and we face these challenges head on instead of hiding from it, instead of pussyfooting around it. We have to be honest with ourselves that these people exist. They're out there and they're speaking their mind. We need to speak the truth. The truth is incredibly powerful. There's a reason why the fake news industry, the legacy media, has come out against Kyle so aggressively, harder than anybody that I've ever seen. Probably as hard as, or if not a little bit harder than Trump. And that is a harsh reality. I mean, that's up for debate, I think. That really is. It's genuinely up for debate. And the violent activists are coming out of the woodwork to threaten riots, threaten violence, threatening to burn down people's homes and businesses. Once again, they want to put America through this. And the innocent verdict signals to me that there are enough people willing to stand up to the violent Black Lives Matter activist thugs. There are enough people that are willing to stand up to the Democratic Party and stand up to the corrupt FBI, the corrupt Department of Justice, the corrupt White House, and of course Joe Brandon. There was a lot of bravery on display today, from Kyle, of course, from the jury who was clearly aware of the situation, the volatile situation outside the courthouse throughout the past few days. If the judge is aware of all the horrible things that are going on, you better believe the jury is aware of what is going on. The jury, who is more likely to be younger, more tech savvy, more aware of, the political climate. And I mean, that's just a reality. And despite all that, there were individuals, about 2 or 3, who were absolutely adamant about throwing the book at Kyle Rittenhouse. But there were, honest to God, good Americans in that jury room, and they were able to change people's minds. They were able to turn the tide in favor of Kyle Rittenhouse and issue the correct verdict that he is not guilty on every single charge levied against him by the corrupt prosecutor. That is the honest to God truth. And I am a living testament to the ability to change people's minds. I was a Bernie bro. I worked for the Democratic Party. I was a paid volunteer. I was a canvas manager. I did all this other thing, all this other stuff. I worked at the election department. And I've changed. I grew up. I was so wrong about everything. I was mean and cruel and petty, and I thought I was an elitist. I was like these Democrats. I was literally like these liberals, but like less egregious. Like I could be reasoned with. I was nasty, but not too nasty. I was redeemable, and I was redeemed through the eyes of so many people that loved me and cared about me. They were much better than myself, and they've likely forgiven me. Many of them have suggested that they weren't even mad to begin with, and that they were aware that I was just a stupid young guy. But a lot of these Democrats now in 2021, these people are almost irredeemable. It seems that you can't reason with them. You can't talk with these people. They're just so angry and violent and hateful and resentful and bitter and jealous, and it really does inform their entire. It's not just their worldview, but their life. Their real world decisions, or their everything. Every decision they make is informed by their political ideology, and it's absolutely depressing and sickening that is the case. But the media is coming out hard against Kyle Rittenhouse because they have to. Kyle Rittenhouse being found innocent, which he is, just signals to everybody that the media is full of shit. That for over a year they've been lying about this young boy, this little Hispanic kid, this middle class, working class kid, not middle class, but this working class kid who grew up with a single mom and 2 other siblings. These people are just regular human beings, regular traditional Americans, and they hated him for it. They needed him to be on Stormfront. They needed him to be on 4chan, dropping N-bombs. They needed to find a clip of him playing a video game typing the N-word or something. They needed him to be this bullshit manufactured caricature of a typical Trump supporter, of a Republican, of a conservative, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? They needed him to be those things, and he isn't. It drove them crazy. In all of their lies, not a single one of them is substantiated. It certainly wasn't substantiated in that courtroom. None of the evidence that has been presented suggests anything that they said is true. The pedophiles in Hollywood, they've come out hard against Kyle Rittenhouse. And this just signals to everybody that their power is waning. Celebrities suck. Nobody cares about their damn opinions. This just shows their weakness. The Democratic Party was relying on Kyle Rittenhouse being all the awful things that they claimed that he was, because they probably earned a few votes calling him a white supremacist. They probably got, some donations thrown their way by throwing Kyle Rittenhouse and his family under the bus, and by throwing people like me under the bus as well, making false statements about Trump supporters and Republicans and Christians that aren't even close to reality. They needed to do that so they can score cheap political points and earn a few votes, gain a little bit more power. That is how sinister and vile and disgusting the Democratic Party is. And they failed. They failed because all their claims didn't appear to be true. Joe Biden is an example of that. I got this up right here. This is from Joe Biden. This is a tweet from Joe Biden. There's no other way to put it. The president of the United States refused to disavow white supremacists on the debate stage last night. And he's got a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse, Hispanic, 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse. He's calling him a white supremacist. There's more. These are the people that say that they're the good guys. Happening, according to the election wizard, BLM takes to the streets in Brooklyn, New York, chanting every city, every town, burn the precinct to the ground after the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Hold on, let me turn the audio on. All right, audio's on. Burn the precinct to the ground. Burn the precinct to the ground. Every city, every town. Burn the precinct to the ground. Every city, every town. What else do we have? Candace Owens posting some spicy memes. Good for her. I don't know what this is. Something posting their L's. We're going to have a civil war, and I'm going to get killed by some dork wearing American flag Crocs. This shit sucks. Here. Well, I don't know how else to say that I've been right all this time, but hopefully my channel can grow. People can see that I'm, somebody who has the chops and the knowledge and the real world experience to talk about these matters in an informed, intelligent way. Because of there were a lot of people that I should be thanking, but that video would go on too long. People who were directly involved with the case, but it was bigger than Kyle. I mean, I love Kyle Rittenhouse. I'll defend him to the bitter end. And I did. But Kyle was not the only thing that won today. The Second Amendment won today. The right to self-preservation and self-defense won today. Today, a room of 12 souls decided the fate of our right to defend ourselves, our home, our community. And all over America, people are waking up to it. I asked myself this morning, if America is going to be a nation of laws, be a nation of laws, be a nation of order, and be a nation that isn't afraid to stand up for their homes and their communities and their families, or if we're going to be a nation that bends the knee to violent Black Lives Matter activists. And we got our answer. God bless.